you able to walk into your last job interview and ask your boss for a 5-year, $200 million contract? I didn't think so. But for Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets, that's exactly what he did about 3 weeks ago when he signed a contract extension. Michael Porter Jr. is a player in the National Basketball Association, otherwise known as the NBA. And often, if you're good, you get assigned contracts like that. You get assigned deals worth over $100, $200 million. And that can establish generational wealth in your family. Many people, when talking about NBA players, ask how or why can these players sign contracts for such large money? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. My name is Daniel Jones, and I've been a sports writer since December of 2015. I've covered a plethora of topics, including the NFL, NHL, and yes, the NBA. I have won awards for my work and scholarships for my work, which is why I feel that I am the right person to give this speech to you today. Now that we know why we're discussing this, let's go ahead and get into where the NBA gets their money from. So, in the United States, they make their money primarily one way, and that's through TV contracts. They do that with the deals that they have with Turner Sports and ESPN. According to Morton Jensen, their current rights deal in the United States with ESPN and Turner Sports is a 9-year deal that's worth about $24 billion. Now, that does sound like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. However, according to a report from Jabari Young of CNBC, their next deal is going to be worth even more. Their next media deal in the United States is looking like it's going to be a contract that is worth $75 billion, which that would bring over $8.3 billion annually just from the United States TV deals. However, that's not the only way that the NBA is making their money. Going back to the map, they are showing significant international growth in Europe, Asia, and Africa. According to an NBA press release from July of this year, they've launched the African League. This is launched with players such as Joel Embiid, who is an African native, along with rappers J. Cole. This league was created to help expand the game into Africa and communities that otherwise would not have access to the NBA. Along with that, the NBA also has a service that is known as League Pass. League Pass allows users to watch every regular season game from all 30 NBA teams. And according to a report from Adam Reed that's also from CNBC, over 30% of those users come from Asia. This is showing significant growth in the international market that's also throwing revenue into the pot along with their TV deals from the United States. Now that we have the basis covered for how the NBA gets this money, let's discuss how it goes to the players. According to Kurt Hyland of NBC Sports, there is one entity that you can thank for why this money goes to so much players, and that's the National Basketball Players Association Foundation. This is essentially the players' union, or any other union that you would find in a workplace. They are the ones that negotiate with the owners and the NBA executives to figure out what split of the revenue will go to the players and what split of the revenue will go to league owners. As of the current collective bargaining agreement, according to Kurt Hyland from NBC Sports, nearly 50% of all league revenue goes to the players. Now, as does make sense, as TV revenue will rise, player contracts will rise. Right now, we're in the era where the elite will sign $250 million contracts, as was seen with the Michael Porter contract that Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN broke the other day. And according to Morton Jensen of Forbes, $300 million contracts will become the new threshold for elite players. And this all dates back to the NBA Players Association and the revenue share that they were able to negotiate. Now, to wrap up, the NBA makes their money in the United States from their 2 TV contracts with Turner Sports and ESPN. Along with international expansion, allows the NBA to bring in record-setting revenue. In turn, due to the collective bargaining agreement, over 50% or nearly 50% of that revenue share will go directly to player salaries. In this life, it is not unattainable for anybody in this room. All you have to do is work your entire life, win the genetic lottery, and be lucky enough to be one of a few hundred people that will receive such contracts in your lifetime. Thank you.
Dan Perel.